Hey y'all, it's the wine loving bookworm, finally back with some book and wine reviews for ya, quarantine edition. Um, I have not been doing them, and I had all these great ideas of like, I'm gonna get all these books read and I'm gonna have all these reviews done. And I tried to do one like a few weeks ago and my heart wasn't in it. And this has been a crazy time, so I just decided to give myself a little bit of grace and just do it when I feel ready. And now my work has reopened. I'm in Florida. My office, I have been working from home, so I haven't stopped working, just a little bit different, a little bit better commute in the morning. Um, but yeah, the office is open, so I'm gonna go half time right now. Work from home half the time, go to the office half the time till my son's out of school. So I suddenly felt inspired to put on some makeup and do this. So here I am. I actually have four books that I have read since the stay at home order in Florida was issued. So I'm going to just kind of quickly review all of them for you. But first, let's start with the wine. Some of the things I've been doing during quarantine: reading, watching a lot of Netflix, doing puzzles, and drinking wine because, dude, there's nothing else to do. I miss restaurants, I miss bars, but okay. Okay, so let's give it a shot. This actually was a wine given to us by our friends Charlie and Juanita, so shout out. It is Rodney Strong Vineyards 2016 Pinot Noir, Russian River Valley. Ooh, which, if you have listened to some of my videos, I do love Russian River Valley wines. It's out in California. We were actually, my husband and I went through wine country on our part of our honeymoon. We actually drove from Seattle to San Francisco over like the course of 10 days or so for our honeymoon. And we went to the Russian River Valley in Sonoma. So exciting. Loved it there. Beautiful. Great trip. Sounds like crazy and a lot. So much fun. Still probably the best trip either of us have ever been on. So anyway, back to the wine. Pinot Noir, my favorite. Let's give it a shot. Ooh, yeah, that's good. It has that good, like, spicy taste that some of those Pinot Noirs have. I don't know if it's the region or what, but that is a nice one. That's like a full-bodied Pinot Noir. Sometimes Pinot Noirs can be a little lighter. That one has more of like a cab kind of flavor to it. Okay, so let's start on the four books I have read. I think I told you guys. Okay, first of all, funny story. Look at this book. I think at the beginning of like when I was staying at home, I was just a mess. I thought the world was dying, the sky was falling. And I threw my book into the washing machine with my clothes. Like, I don't even know how I did that. And I heard it like thumping around in there, and I went and I looked, and I'm like, for real? So, that's funny. And so I think I told you guys before I was going to try to read all of the Jane Austen books because I watched this movie called Jane Austen Book Club, and I'm like, I'm going to read them all too. Ugh, I don't like Jane Austen. I like Pride and Prejudice. This one, what did I read again? Sense and Sensibility. It was okay. I think there's like a lot I might be missing from the time period. She does write very strong female characters, which I enjoy. But some of the stuff I think is more subtle and I'm not picking it up. Although I did find one of probably the original references to Resting Bitch Face. Listen. Eleanor, while she waited in silence and immovable gravity, the conclusion of such folly could not restrain her eyes from being fixed on him with a look that spoke all the contempt it excited. It was a look, however, very well bestowed, for it relieved her own feelings and gave no intelligence to him. Isn't that her just going, you know, just like, get out of my orbit. Love that. Okay, so Sense and Sensibility. I know people love Jane Austen. I'm just not a huge fan. So moving on. Next, I read Dr. Sleep by Stephen King. This is the sequel to The Shining. You don't really have to have read The Shining, but you probably should have at least watched the movie to kind of follow it along. This is the little boy from The Shining all grown up and how, he still has these powers he had back in the Shining book, and how his life is going not well in the beginning, and how he's going out there fighting again against a new foe, really this time, but kind of similar to what he had before. There's a really cool young girl character in it. I love Stephen King. I've read a couple of his newer ones, haven't been impressed, but this one was really good. And I read The Institute, I read something else. It's escaping me now. It's back there, but I won't bore you by looking for it. And I think I didn't like the Institute, but I like the second one. God, I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, this is good. This is good, classic, old school Stephen King. Pick it up. It's a movie now, I think, with Ewan McGregor. I want to watch that as well. All right, next, The Overstory by Richard Powers. This was my book club selection. I didn't go to book club, and I was supposed to do the Zoom thing, but I didn't do that either. I actually only got like halfway through the book. The book is kind of long, about 500 pages. It won the Pulitzer Prize, so that's something. It is good. I actually really like the book. At first, you think it's a bunch of short stories. They all come together, so just hold on. And it's all about, I think, at the end of the day, the connectedness of life, and they kind of illustrate that through trees, and it has some elements of environmentalness. That's not a word. Environmental movement, that we're killing our planet, which I am totally on board with because I totally believe that. I mean, have you guys seen the reversal of pollution and the animal species coming back since people haven't been out and about? We are the parasite. We are the virus killing this planet. Anyway, off the soapbox. So that it kind of is all about trees and people who are passionate about nature or study trees or, kind of come across trees in their life for some reason, and they kind of all weave together, basically like a kumbaya hippy dippy story. But it was good. I liked it. It probably went on 50 pages too long. I thought it kind of dragged at the end, and it took me a long time to get through those last 50 pages. But overall, great writing, interesting stories. But yeah, he could have probably cut out about the last, tenth of the book. I don't know. Is that right? Okay. And then the final book I read, Actress by Anne Enright. This is set in Ireland, so that's pretty cool, although they didn't really have the great, beautiful descriptions of Irish countryside like I love. I went to Ireland with my mother when I was 23, and it's gorgeous. Very reminiscent of like Oregon, Rhode Island, kind of. And so that I was kind of looking for, but it did have a lot of, little things about Dublin and Connemara and things like that, so that was interesting. This is basically about a woman telling her mother's story, and her mother was an actress. I don't think it's based on anything real. I didn't recognize any of the references in it. She was a stage actress. She went to Hollywood. She had a terrible drinking problem and severe mental illness, and it was kind of told from her daughter's point of view. It was good. I liked it. It's fairly short. It's like 260 pages. It's not too bad. I just felt like it was missing something the whole time. It wasn't as engrossing as maybe the story could have been, because it was a really good story. So I don't know if it was the writing or what. This was from my Harvard Book Club selection for March. Never got one for April, so I'm assuming they had to shut down. Maybe they'll do it again in May. But yeah, so this was my Harvard Book Club selection. The author signed the book, which I just love. So Actress, I was kind of meh on. Really cool story, really cool premise, but there was something about her writing that just didn't catch me. All right, so those are the 4 books I have read during quarantine. Very different books. My next book up, I think, is going to be City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. It is my book club book. I also want to read Daisy and the Six, and I might do that one before this one. I have to see when book club is. I don't think it's this week. I think it's next week. So Daisy and the Six isn't too long. So if I can get through, I'm going to take a look at it tonight and decide. And I'll probably do this one next. But so this one is Elizabeth Gilbert, was made famous for Eat, Pray, Love, the book she wrote a while back, which I loved. I was going through a terrible time in my life when that came out. So I was just like, I get you, girl. But anyway, that she wrote that book, and there's another one that's out, some big amazing something, I forget now. Let's see if it's on here. Big Magic, there it is. So book club, I'm hoping to jump on Zoom. I don't think they'll be doing, even though Florida's opening, we're still under a lot of restrictions, so I don't think we'll be able to do book club, but hopefully I'll get on the Zoom for this one. So yeah. So that's about it for me. I am excited maybe to get back to some sort of normal, not really excited about my commute every day and having to put on makeup and regular clothes, but I'll get over it. And I'm hoping that wherever you are, things are getting better. And if you're in New York, New Jersey area, I feel for you. My sister lives there, and I know it's still pretty terrible. But we can all get through this, and we'll be better on the other side. And you know what helps you get through this? Wine, okay? So go out and buy you some Rodney Strong Pinot Noir. Thank you, Charlie and Juanita. All right, guys, let's take another sip of this before I sign off. Good. All right, y'all stay safe. I will see you next week, promise. Wash your hands. Bye.